The effort and expenses necessary to campaign a professional off-road racing team, regardless of class, are heavy duty, to say the least. In fact, the expense of off-road racing alone is enough to keep many interested parties from making a serious stab at it. This is the story of Team McPherson, which gets most of its backing not from a major conglomerate, but from a Chevy dealer in Irvine, California. The owner, Joe McPherson, loves racing, so it's no wonder that his team is a bunch of race-loving desert desperados competing in the most bone-bruising style of motorsport in the world. We recently had a chance to see Team McPherson battling the competition and the conditions they encountered in the Baja 1000, considered by many to be the big enchilada of off-road racing. This kind of racing has become a major league sport since its earlier non-professional skirmishes about 40 years ago. Driving an off-road race quickly educates one as to how a tin can must feel after it's been kicked for several blocks. Team McPherson campaigns 2 Chevy trucks of different sizes in the off-road wars. The larger one is driven by Steve Kelly, and the smaller S10 4x4 is driven by Jerry McDonald, who also wears the title of race shop manager. Jerry actually prefers this kind of uncivilized behavior.
This really intrigued me, this off-road racing, because it took so long to happen. Drag racing was over real fast, and I was involved with building motors for some boat stuff and some Can-Am races, and that really just didn't really do it for me. But I liked the idea, and I'd done some motorcycle riding in the desert, and I liked the idea that a race started in the morning and went for 1,000 miles, and you could take somebody with you as a rider, and your whole family was involved, and people supported you and pitted for you and did all the things that you kind of like to do.
Chevrolets have always been at or near the top of every motorsport they've competed in, but off-road racing has had a different twist.
We were one of the only people that really raced Chevrolets in the truck class. There was, we'd go out there and there'd be 15 Fords and a Dodge and 1 Chevrolet. And that was like that for a long, long time.
One off-road race of just a couple of 100 miles would be enough to keep your chiropractor on overtime. But the off-road season is a fairly full dance card.
Team McPherson, we race in the SCORE HDRA off-road series, which consists of 9 races a year. And one of those is the Baja 1000, which about every 3rd year runs from Ensenada all the way to the tip of Baja to La Paz, which is 1,000 miles. It takes us, the series starts at the 1st of February and runs through November. And we basically run about 1 race a month. There's 9 races that are involved in there.
A new pickup truck fresh from the showroom that looks like this runs anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000, give or take. By the time it's wearing its off-road play clothes and looks like this, we're beginning to approach some real sticker shock.
If you had to go out and build one today, the value of them would be somewhere between $160,000 to $180,000.
And that's a lot of money for a vehicle whose sole purpose in life is to get hammered through the desert. But any way you look at it, Team McPherson from Irvine, California is made up of a tireless group of drivers, mechanics, and support people who love the thrill of racing and winning, and who try to make the most of every buck Joe McPherson throws their way. In fact, they think that their involvement with off-road racing pays off big back in the showroom of McPherson Chevrolet.
It's all related to winning and a team concept, and it just all evolves around racing. We really feel that what we race on Sunday does help us sell on Monday.